very briefly to mention that SDTC is in the business of building a clean tech infrastructure in Canada. When we started some 11 years ago now, we had an investment category called energy and the environment that represented about 4% of the investments, venture investments in the country. And that number is now in the order of about between 17 and 20%. So we've definitely seen a growth in what goes on. Our job is to provide funding to great early stage clean tech companies that need to prove out the performance of their technology in real world applications. So we're not a research business at all. We are a funder of commercialization activities. And we're pleased to say that since we got going, we have about 230 plus companies in our portfolio that range from oil and gas solutions to automotive, to agriculture, to waste management, renewables, alternative energy. It's a very, very wide range of great companies and opportunities. So that represents about a third of the money from the federal government and 2/3 from the private sector. So those 230 odd companies have about $2 billion worth of projects that are under management at the moment. And we believe growing great opportunities to be able to tackle and provide solutions to the many pain points that we're hearing about today. This is a slide that shows the kind of competitive de-risked companies that we're bringing to the market. We have, as you can see, considerable international capital flowing into our companies. Another $2 billion, about $2.2 billion statistic of what we call follow-on financing, purely from the private sector, straight into our companies to help them grow. And our companies already have a mindset to come to Asia. They're export-oriented. Over 50% of their revenues come from export markets, which is different to the average small, medium-sized enterprise. And so when you look at how we're doing, about $150 million worth of government money, but over $2 billion worth of private sector company, showing that in fact we have got highly competitive companies on a global basis. I don't think it would surprise any of you to know that despite our large country size, we're a relatively small economy, and therefore exports is a critically important part of our financial viability. And that the growth that we're now seeing beyond our traditional markets dominated by the US is very much in the Asian region, with total exports in the region of about $49 billion for Asia in 2011. We all talk about the things that drive investment in clean tech, and clearly the demand for energy is one of them. Not surprising, you can see on this graph who dominates that need. And we need to do this all far more smartly and effectively than the Western nations did historically. So we have to do something about how we handle this. 80% of SDTC's companies are clean energy related, and therefore very relevant to helping deliver that solution. I should say that we have been in the water business also for a decade, and my colleague Dave Henderson, I think, will be speaking at this conference about the importance of how we improve the efficiency of our water delivery. And I know it's a whole mindset that is very much in synchronization with Singapore's leadership in the water area. And where investment is going, clearly, again, seeing the Asia play, huge appetite is, I think, the title of our presentation here. Clearly there is a massive appetite, and it's beginning to show in the levels of investment that are moving forward. What I wanted to say, though, is that we are meeting that appetite in a number of ways in different partnerships. And the whole philosophy for SDTC is about partnerships. We have, as you can see, what we call a follow-on funding approach, where this model is looking to source investment capital, whether that be expansion stage or even early stage if we want to partner. It works well in North America, but you could see that that statistic was 5% from places other than Europe, the US and Canada. And we'd very much like to see an increased investment from partners here in Asia to help provide the jet fuel to move our companies into these markets. We have another partnership model which we call technology adoption, which is around working with multinationals who frequently source small entrepreneurial companies as a basis for their innovation. It doesn't mean they don't innovate internally, but they can complement and sometimes deliberately seek out those great new innovative companies. We've done this through an example would be a partnership with Veolia on their innovation accelerator. And in this way, we have got companies that have added value to Veolia's business model as they bid out on contracts so that they can increase their profitability and competitiveness. And we're having that kind of a conversation here in Singapore with Singbridge in the hope that we can complement their very impressive approach out to the Asian markets. We also look at infrastructure and financing and working with customers, and an example here is our partnership with PUB. What I need to stress is that we absolutely agree with what Edwin was just saying, that we see Singapore as a valuable platform in order for us to be able to move forward to the Asian markets, and doing that in partnership with Singaporeans. We have, from Canada's side, an impressive grouping of players, SDTC, that provides investable deals in IP, quality IP, has partnered with climate change infrastructure in a relationship called Tangerine Tango, strange name, but I don't think you'll forget it. Linked to Export Development Corporation, which is Canada's financing and credit entity, which is based here in Singapore. And that triumvirate is adding value to whatever partnerships we're able to put forward here, so that we have financing, risk mitigation instruments, advisory services, and great companies. And we've taken that, and I think you'll hear more today about the relationships between EDB and Tangerine Tango as a mechanism for us moving forward. So overall, I would say that the appetite is significant. Canada believes it has a great way of responding to that appetite, and really we've shown some commitment and hope that we can move forward and be even more successful together. So thank you.